evening, ladies and gentleladies. Welcome to M.A.D Customs. And this evening, we've got a slinky that we need to basically close off and sort out. I don't believe that I snapped it. There we go. So today we've got two of these to recoil, and we've got a DD5212 to do testing on. And on the lives, usually we get that funny stuff. With that puzzle piece thing, so I kind of have to wait for that to come, because if I'm busy coiling and that puzzle piece comes up, I very often miss doing the puzzle, and then it ends the live on its own, because apparently I'm not busy on the live. That's why the puzzle piece comes up. I don't exactly know how that works, but yeah, I'm not gonna question it. Who do you question? So we have to recoil this one. This is an RA 12-inch woofer, but before we get to the coiling process, to do the cleanup, and then from there we can take it and see how it goes. Like I said yesterday, I'll probably do both the coils and paint both of the coils, and after painting both of the coils, I'll probably do the assembly tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably do the assembly tomorrow. The baking process doesn't take too long, but the issue I have is that I've only currently have one jig to do the coiling with. So yeah, because I've got one jig only to do the coils with, I got the baking process. What ends up happening there is the jig needs to stay in until the coil is cooled down, because if we remove it, the coil closes and then it doesn't fit into the former anymore. So I'm going to have to bake and then wait a while for it to close. For it not to close, and then once it's cooled down, I can remove the the jig, and we can do the coil for the other one. But what I have noticed is, once that puzzle piece on the lives comes up, it just comes up once. So once you've confirmed that you are actually busy on the live, that puzzle piece goes away, and then it doesn't bother you again. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wait for that to come up, because like I said, last time I was on the live was jumping, had over 100 people on the live, and it just ended. How's it, Alex? This is a reference audio 12-inch. I think it's the Edge series. It's quite an old subwoofer, old range, I would say. It's the one with this dust cap, but okay, the new ones are coming with the same dust cap, so I'm going to do the testing now on the DD5212 that I did yesterday. Well, I recoiled it on Friday or Saturday. I did the recoil, but I only managed to do the assembly yesterday. So I'll do the testing in a few moments, about 6:15. As it, man, I'm based in Boksburg North in the East Rand. I think tomorrow what I need to do is create a board so I can put it up here so you guys can see the phone numbers and everything. How's it, label? The sub that's powerful is the one you can afford, my guy. If you got deep pockets, you can get stronger speakers, but if the pockets aren't deep, and any cheap sub will do, bruh, because if you don't have bass, you don't have bass, and then everything becomes relevant, you know what I mean? The 8-inch is gonna cost you about $450 if it's a street 8-inch. If it's one of those big ones, the Nukes and the one with the big ass magnets and things, those are $550. 10-inch flat sub, it depends on which flat sub it is, because some of the flat subs they've got a captain former, and the problem with the captain formers, the glue that I use to do my coiling, it has a what's the word I'm looking for? It's got a heat not resistance, it's got a, what's the word, man? The temperature that I've got to bake it at is quite high, and the issue with the captain formers is that captain former is basically a plastic former. It's not aluminium, so when you put heat into it, the heat it crinkles the former. So what happens on the inside of your former, it'll have a bubble, and then that bubble is going to cause a problem when you put it inside. So I can do the 10-inch woofers. I can do the 10-inch woofers, but unfortunately I need to first check and see if it has the captain former. If it's got the captain former, then I won't be able to do the recoil, because I'll be able to do the recoil but I won't be able to do the recoil efficiently enough for you to go and put it in the car and bang it, because the one step that it needs for the glue to work, I have to eliminate that step, and that's kind of like the most important step. I could say I'll do that, and then you'll have to run the woofer in and heat the glue up in the sub itself while the sub is playing, but there is a risk of the former bubbling up, even though you're putting it in completing the woofer and putting it into a box, into a setup. So there's always that risk that the glue will end up doing that. So for the 10-inch, especially the flat subs, they tend to have captain formers, as well as the Pioneer Champion series. Mr. Noe, how's it going, man? Yes, this is the body filler woofer. I just needed to clean off all of the excess wire that I didn't take off yesterday for some reason. I don't know why. but okay, we can take them off now. Like I said yesterday, it's kind of things that I gotta do now to kill time until that bloody puzzle piece shows up. Yes, it depends on your application, my friend. Maltat is club, right? They're busy with the second one now. And if they don't watch, that one's also going to be finished in no time. Mr. Yash, it's application dependent, eh? They are depending on what type of music you listen to and the box design that you are running the 10-inch into. You might find that the 10-inch will give you a better bass than the 12-inch. Also depending on the space that you have within the boot, because sometimes if you want to run a single 12-inch, I don't do fitting, Mr. Lebo, I just do repairs on the speakers. So what happens is you don't want to use so much space in your boot because of the 12-inch maybe requiring a lot of space, and then you build a box for the 12-inch that's basically under the requirement for the speaker to play at its best, and that tends to cause a problem, because if you put a 10-inch in a decent box, correct box, and the music that you listen to, then you could find that the 10-inch outplays the 12. Our Mr. Noe, level 15 in the fan club. For the Avanzas, I do know there's a lot of people in Durban that are running 12s in the Avanza, but the design of the box is basically the key with that one. If you want to run the 12s, there's some trick that the guys have where they raise the box slightly to accommodate for the box to be underneath, but not so much so that creates like a too high of a Avant, not Avanza. I'm thinking Avanza. Avant, okay. Yeah, I know, my bro, Mr. Noe. Twin Cam Avant, yeah, there I would say maybe a single 12-inch in a nice musical box. But also, my friends, please understand that musical boxes does not mean competition. Obviously, if you build a competition setup and play music during the week, that can be done, but a purpose musical box is not going to give you numbers on the meter. And I know there's kind of like a big debate about that, because people will tell you my daily does 150 on music, and yeah, but did you get the box made with the intention of it being a daily, or did you get with the intention of it doing numbers? Because if you got it with the intention of doing numbers, then they in essence just built you a bass boxing box, and bass boxing will play music. Now again, it all depends on who does the sound for you and the box design, because there are box designs out there that will be able to give you numbers and still will be able to play all the frequencies, you know. So there are box designs out there that can be musical and still do numbers. But there's a lot more that goes into it than just saying I want a musical box that can do numbers and I want to do SPL and all of that. Those are all SPL boxes that is tuned, again, box design, which is tuned to the multiple frequencies. box design, which is generally your 4th order or 6th order, because there's double chambers in there. So one chamber can be tuned to play within your SPL range, and one chamber will be tuned to play in your musical range, and the difference in between is open to interpretation to play. 6x9s, no, not at the moment. No repairing 6x9s at the moment. Let me just answer this guy here quickly. I just need to reread that. 2 dual 2 ohm DVC subwoofers and 2 4 ohm subwoofers to play 1 ohm all together. Grant Watson, you're gonna have to replace your dual 4s. You'll have to replace your dual 4 ohm subs and get you 2 dual 2 ohm subs, because 2 dual 4s, the lowest they can go is 1 ohm, and 2 dual 2s, the lowest they can go to is half ohm, 0.5. You cannot have 2 dual 2s and 2 dual 4s and run them at 1 ohm. It's not gonna work. The configurations are not gonna, it's not going to work. So you need 4 dual 2s to give you 1 ohm, and you need 8 dual 4s to give you 1 ohm. No? Sorry, 2 dual 4s to give you 1 ohm. I'm thinking about a different setup, sorry. The brain went somewhere violent. Alright, let's get this guy. Yeah, we said we need to clean up this whole section here. We're gonna clean all of this old glue off, because I can see on the surrounds on the speaker here there's quite a lot of glue there, and I'm scared that if I leave, well, I can't really remove the glue off from the surround. Mr. Noe, no real glue smell now, eh? The glue only smells once you put heat to it, like actual degrees to it. The glue starts smelling when it heats over 200 degrees. Then it starts stinking when it heats over 500 degrees. Then the glue starts burning basically over 500. And the funniest part for me is, I've mentioned this a few times in my life, that the glue handles more than 500 degrees. And people actually messaged me and said, can I prove that the glue takes more than 500 degrees? And my reply was, can you prove that the speakers that you are buying with all of the watts, that's actually the watts it can take? There's no proof, bruh. Nobody asks proof for the big companies, but then they want to come here and come and flex their muscles and come and ask me for dumb stuff. Mr. Grant, if you have 2 amplifiers, you can do that. Also, you're gonna have to have the subs are gonna have to be in separate boxes. It's not advisable to do that because you're gonna have the amplifier is gonna read half ohm and 1 ohm at the same time. So if you got 2 amps, yeah, you can do that, but to run both of that on one amplifier, it's not gonna work because the amplifier is not gonna know what the ohmage is. If you want to run all four, and it has to be, all four has to be the same, basically. The same woofers. The ohmage might be different, but it has to be the same woofers, because they act differently if they're not the same. I would just say don't do it because it's too much of a risk. You can end up burning more than just the amplifiers and the speakers, you know what I mean? Why risk it? Run one or the other and get a box designed for 212 for the 2. And then the thing is, can the amplifier even run at half an ohm? That's another question. So if the amplifier can't run at half a ohm, then you're better off running the 2 dual 4s that'll give you 1 ohm, because there's a big risk in running a half a ohm setup on a 1 ohm stable amplifier, because you might just be that unlucky guy that has very little box rise, and then you can find that the amplifier is reading under 1 ohm. Because like I said, you're one of those very lucky people that doesn't have a lot of box rise, and then just so happens that as you start playing, it's playing under 1 ohm, and as you're turning it up, pop goes the weasel. It's not an experiment one should try. I wouldn't suggest that you do that, eh? Run one or the other, don't do both, because it's gonna cause issues on the amplifier, and if it causes issue on the amplifier, then you might get issues to your electrical, because your amplifier is running from the battery is connected to your alternator. If the power draw is weird, those components might just get damaged, and then there goes bigger problems. Now it's not only sound you need to replace, there's parts of the car, computer box, all of those things. You gotta look at that as well. But I would say get you a nice box design. You know, there's a lot of people on the internet where you can get designs from. A couple of guys here on this app as well. I think it's Dr. Enclosure on here, SS Audio as well. They do box designs. Daryl, what Daryl? I can't even say look for Daryl that does box, because that's not gonna be, it's not enough information to find Daryl on here. There's a lot of Daryls on here. I think it's Daryl Pillay that does box designs as well. And it also depends on what area you're in, Mr. Grant. If you're in certain areas you're in, there's always a someone that can help, that you can find to, that can help you out. But like I said, I would take the 2 D4s, run them at 1 ohm on the amplifier, and just get me a mother of a box design and build that to my enjoyment. And then in the meantime, save up money to get me 2 dual 2s, and then I got the 4 dual 2s. I can run them at 1 ohm. See, yesterday I was saying the guys from Cape Town and Durban put me down. They let me down. And there was one guy here that said, I can help you. I can help you. So I told him, send me a WhatsApp message, then I can tell you what I'm looking for. No WhatsApp message. That's what I'm saying, when it comes to this game here, you gotta do everything yourself. But it's fine, man. You know, I don't worry too much. I know somewhere there's gonna be a door that's gonna be open for me to go into. I just gotta get through all of these other closed doors, you know. And I'm patient like that. Yeah, but even our speakers now, even our speakers, it's fine, because some of the spares for the house speakers you can still use for the car sound as well. There's surrounds there where Pioneers, there's a couple of Pioneers that has those cheap surrounds and stuff. You know, you can use those surrounds on the Pioneers. There's a lot of Pioneer Champion series where the surrounds are damaged. The ones that they're using, you can use there as well. Then you can get what's this? The in the house systems, you get ready-made coils for the home theater speakers. They're not insanely high, but then if you look at the wire size and all of that, the wattage seems to be the same. So if the coil can be used, you put the coil into that system, and if it works, it works. Obviously now these 400 watt M.A.Ds are going to use bigger coils, so maybe that coil is not from a M.A.D, but maybe like from an 8-inch or a 10-inch, but it matches the 400 watts that it can take. So then you just use that coil into your M.A.D range, because some of the M.A.Ds that you get, the coil size is thicker than the usual ones, and that might mean that you'll need to use a home theater subs coil on your M.A.D range. Yeah, a lot of stuff is interchangeable, man, you know. Spiders also, you can get spiders you can use, because those you can stack up. I've seen a couple American brands that use that. They stack quite a few of them together with some glue in between, and that's solid, because big name brands that's using that for their spider pack instead of using the Nomex stuff. And remember, once these things for your home theater, when it gets when you've run the suspension in, the speaker becomes loose, and that's beneficial to you. So even Pioneer does it. Pioneer also uses home theater spares for their speaker, the Champion series and all of that. So yeah, it's just because it's home theater doesn't mean it can't work for the car sound. It does. You just need to now not expect. Again, man, the expectation is that I've got a 50,000 watt speaker, and now if I use home theater stuff, the home theaters are only 300 watts. But it doesn't mean that you believe that the home theater speaker is 300 watts and it's too small. It's too small for your sub or your speaker, and yet you don't want to believe that your speaker isn't really 50,000 watts. Yeah, no, we all did that, bruh. I remember in my first car, I had the Sony. You used to get that, so like the Pioneer, not Pioneer, Technics had that Technic system, and then there was a Sony one that was similar to that, then the Technics, and one of my buddies, they had a Sony, and they say the sub blew, so they upgraded to a Technics one. So I asked if I can get the sub, maybe I'll find a way to make it work, and they're like, yeah, sure, no problem. Took it home, took the sub out, connected the sub was playing, and it turns out that box that comes inside the what's that boxes, it's not an amplifier, it's the crossover box that comes in the whole box with a 12 inch. That thing was damaged, so I took that thing, threw it away, connected the sub into the box. It was banging. I put it in the car, and I went to go visit them. I told them, yeah, no, I fixed the speaker. There was a couple of wires loose. I soldered it together. Now it's working. And the father's like, ah, see, now I spent $6 on a whole new system, and all I needed to do was just solder a couple of wires. And till today, they still have the Technics. They got some other systems as well, but the Technics is still there, and it still works. And he still has his, well, actually not one, he's got about 6 Iowa hi-fis, all different models. It's like he went nuts for Iowa, I don't know why. The one with the 6 DVD CD player changer, then he's got the one with the DVD player in there also. Dude was just an Iowa nut, so to speak. Alrighty then. Okay, let me just clean this all up, and then we'll do the test on the DD. Put some power to it, make sure it's playing clean, we don't have issues. And now Bra can come pick it up tomorrow. Tomorrow I gotta take my fishes back. My Malawis are cock faulty. I need to take them back to the pet shop, exchange them for smaller fish. I don't know, like Daniels or some tetras. Hello.
Daar is nie, ek wag vir die aflewering. Gaan kyk in die kantoor, Janice het 2 rolle daar gehad vanmiddag. Okay. Die waiters moet ophou print. Sê vir hulle moet ophou print, hulle moet print as hulle die toevoegings nodig het. En ja, en sê
Gaga, Triple X. I can't tell you how many watts, boss. I got no way to measure what the watts is. And then you can ask me, yeah, but how can you say it's not the watts? The reason why I say it can't be the watts is because you've got different types of speakers with the same size coil, same height coil, same coil size wire, but the one is 50,000 watts and the other one is 5,000 watts. And then the 50,000 watts got a magnet that is smaller than the 5,000 watt, and the 5,000 watt is the comp, and the 50,000 watt is the street. Man, we just a movie, bruh. South Africa is just a movie. We just here, we don't ask questions. We basically like Fast and Furious, you know. You believe what you wanna believe, bruh. If you wanna say it's fake, it's fake. If you wanna believe it and say, hey, you can't say family is fake. Family is real. Then family is real, bruh. But when it comes to watts in South African brands, I can't tell you. I really can't tell you. Because even if you take those watts of South African brands, hey. Oh, so pretty, man. I like the stars.
I think everyone's gonna help me dance.
You're gonna help you dance?
Yeah.
Okay, I think so too. Because they look so pretty.
Daddy, let me show you how to jump like that. Dad, Daddy.
You can jump like that.
Yeah.
Mommy needs to tighten up that sandal. Yeah, that's the problem, man. You know, I mean, even if you take a reputable brand, not saying that the others aren't reputable, South African brands aren't reputable. What I'm saying is like a long-standing brand, like Pioneer, for instance, and something like I don't use the big names, but let's say Pioneer Champion Series. That one is rated at 400 RMS. Okay. Then you look at the size of the coil on the Pioneer Champion Series. It's very tiny. Then you look at a Targa Street, which is 650, and the coil is this size, right? And the Pioneer it's a quarter of that size. Now the Targa is rated at 650. That seems reasonable. You can think to yourself, yeah, bigger coil, yeah, okay, maybe it works. That one is nice even. I like that one more because it got a butterfly.
Yeah. And the other one?
The other one's got a star. But this one is nicer because you got the butterfly.
Also nice?
Yes.
Daddy said you like
Sorry, man. This one is just trying on new shoes. Now she's showing off. Yeah. So but then you take the Targa Street, the height of the coil, size, and all the things, and you look at a street woofer in like one of these big names, and you can find it's the same, but the watts are astronomically different. And I don't know, man, you know, when it comes to these things, it's so difficult because you don't want to say something, you know. That's why I say it's hard for me to tell you the watts are different, you know what I mean, because I understand the makeup of this thing, because the charge of the magnet plays a very big role in determining how much power the speaker can take, how much power the speaker can handle, right? And then cooling, the venting, all of those things plays a huge role. Some of the subs, the vents are open on the sides here. Other subs, like this one here, now you can see here, there's vents here all around here. So this one will stay cool long. And even inside in the center pole, there's holes inside the center pole. So where the coil is playing, there's holes inside there, so it's getting cooled from inside the center pole and from the vents on the outside on the basket. That cooling will help because your biggest threat to any speaker, not just a speaker, any speaker, the biggest threat to any speaker is heat. So if you can keep the speaker playing cooler for longer, then you're basically winning at life. I'm not 100% sure as to if that may be the reason why, if you look at all the vehicles in the States, their subs, look, obviously it's a fourth order or a sixth order, and the space and all of that goes into play as well. But a lot of their systems get built with the speaker playing outside, which helps with the cooling process. And I'm pretty sure that that was the reason why they went with a 6th order and a 4th order, was with that in mind, that, well, if we're going to be putting in two 12K amplifiers into these two 15s or two 18s or whatever the case may be, they're going to need to stay cool. And for that to happen, we need to mount it like that into the box, where everything is outside and the magnet can stay cool. Because if the magnet stays cool, then if you understand magnetic field, if the magnetic field gets heated and the temperature rises too high on any specific magnet, then it loses its magnetic strength. So if that be the case, if you can keep your magnet cool, then the theory would be that your coil inside that magnetic field will stay cool. And if that be the case, then you can run your system for a bit longer, or you can add bigger power to it. Because if you're running with small power, obviously, like if you take your sub and you put it onto a 4-channel, because the 4-channel doesn't have a lot of power, the sub is not going to get a lot of power. It might still sound nice, you know, and you can switch your car off and you can play the entire day. Because it's a 4-channel, the 4-channel is not going to be drawing a lot of current from the battery, so you can play it for a whole day, jump in your car, start and drive. Once you add a monoblock, the monoblock starts pulling current from the battery to give to the sub. And when the sub is like, oh, I got a big brother now, and big brother be giving me the juice, and you're like, nah, cool, give me the juice, big bro. And the sub is taking a Capri Sun and he's sucking the shit out of that straw. What happens? Now there's heat, and because the heat increases, the coil gets hot. Well, the magnet gets hot, the coil gets hot because of the heat around it. Remember, the coil sits within the magnet, so if the magnet is hot, within that magnet, the field there, that's also heat, and that heat goes on the outside of the coil. The heat basically encases the coil from the outside. Then you take into consideration the voltage, and once that voltage comes through and the voltage is not clean anymore, that also then creates heat, because there's strain on the current that comes through the cable. And if that strain on the current that comes through the cables increases, then the heat element inside of the cable, that also increases. Now you've not only got heat encasing the coil from the outside, but you've got heat going through the coil itself. And that's what ends up happening, where the coil falls down, drops, the glue gets completely soft, and then it unsafe glories, and then it's laying there in the bottom. Then I gotta pull it out, make slinkies and stuff like that. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, I understand how the speaker works and what requires for the speaker to play a specific volume and a specific RMS, and what allow it to play certain RMSs, and why some subwoofers can handle bigger power and all of that. I get all of that, but in the lower ranges of stuff, the wattage that the guys are throwing onto the speakers, it's like, man, I've looked at your competition range and this is nowhere near the competition range. But then I've looked at that brand's competition range and that is nowhere near this. But now you look at the street of that specific range compared to this, they look exactly the same, but this is then supposed to be a competition speaker. So how does this competition speaker look on the outer look? Every single thing that you can look at with your eyes, that you do not need a meter or a calculator to test, this looks exactly like the street woofer of that product. And then you think to yourself, but how? This is in the competition, and that's maybe not a street, maybe like a level up from the street. But then you're looking at it and you're like, but how is that possible? Because that thing and this thing is then almost basically identical. Apart from the magnet, that's the only thing. And then you start thinking to yourself, so does it mean that one specific factor in a entire setup of a speaker can be that big of a difference? Yeah, when it comes to the magnet plays an insane amount of a role in a build-up of a speaker, but it's not the whole thing. There's a whole bunch of stuff. The coil needs to be there, the suspension needs to be there, and all of these things needs to work well together in order for you to be able to be violent with your settings and all of that. And then once you've got this built amazing, you need to put it in the right box, because if you don't put it in the right box, you're gonna think that this that you built, which is an amazing product, is actually shit. Because that's why we find the brands going so hard when they go to shows, is to showcase and say, guys, look here, my brand can handle so much power. Hey guys, yeah, we know that brand can handle that much power, but my brand can play music from the morning till the night. And it's like, yeah, we know your music, your brand can play that, my brand can. And that's how it works. So then you go to a sound show, you have a look at everybody and you're like, okay, that's what I want. Oh, that bass sounds nice and smooth, it's deep, it hit me in the chest. That one is hitting my knees, it's buckling. And that's how you make an informed decision as to which brand you're gonna choose and which sub you're gonna get. Provided that sometimes you go to the sound shows, you're not always gonna see what's inside the vehicle, and you're gonna have to go off of what the guy tells you what's in the vehicle. And again, I'm not saying that's not what they have in their cars, but they don't want to show. And that's a conversation for a completely different story, because why don't they show what's in the car? Mr. Press, what's happening? Chiamo, no press. I only talk about what I know, bruh. If I don't know, I tell you straight. I can't comment on it, because, and I'll even tell you on what I know. This is my own personal experience with certain things, but I won't talk out of spite or out of my own things, that I make up my own stories and things. Never good to do that. I can't complain, Mr. Press. You know how it is. I'm waiting for that bloody puzzle shit to come up so I can swipe, and then I can start coiling this damn thing. Because last time I was busy coiling and the puzzle thing came on, and while I'm looking at the coil and I'm busy coiling, when I turned around the phone was off. And I'm thinking, I'm still talking to the people on the live, thinking that, you know, I'm having a conversation with some of the masters. I turn around to look at the comments, the phone is somewhere off, and that thing came up. Star Sound Triangle series, no. I would, you know what, like with the Targa brand, you get even Star Sound. With the Star Sound, you get Cray Cone, then you get the Apocalypse, and then you get the Super Bass. I haven't been in touch with Star Sound for a while, man. I don't know. But the thing is, Star Sound hasn't been talking so much about the different ranges, because all you see is Targa and Power Bass. But okay, look, the Power Bass, I think there's a lot more competition stuff in the Power Bass. One hour into the live. Yeah, okay, that's like 7 minutes, and then it's there. Whenever you're free, guy. Yeah, I saw they got some good shit in the house stuff, man. That soundbar, I actually heard it in personally. Hell of impressed, bruh. Gee whiz. for that tiny ass thing to give you that to give you that quality of sound, it's just. So the mantle is being passed over from Calibra to Star Sound, and now it's being Star Sound's passing it over to Power Bass and Ice Power. How can you build a proper box? Building proper boxes, you need to buy or download a box building program on the net. You need to buy a box building. Yeah, look, any brand can take the industry if they have enough support. You know what I mean? For a very long time, it's been Taga and Star Sound. Nah, Taga's not quiet, my guy. I promise you, Taga's not quiet. Someone that's making a comeback though is XTC Big Daddies. They're coming out of the woodworks now. People are playing with Big Daddies like it's available for you to just buy, and they are available to buy. But when you look at the woofers, you can see that one has been around the block a couple of times. My biggest sub, that's my biggest subs. Nah, Roops only built his car. There hasn't, and then it's the ones in Durban. No, Durban went Star Sound. Durban is gone Star Sound. There hasn't actually been many Taga cars, eh? Yeah, to be honest. The Neos are overrated, man. Neos are overrated. The brothers are running Durban. Then we got they're running Cape Town as well, because whenever Cape Town has a big show, they're there also. Yeah, and Colin is now in Durban, is in Cape Town, and he's one of the members from Durban. So they're running Cape Town as well. So it's Durban and Cape Town. It's just now in Joburg. Not that much of a, like, there's not that major support, you know what I mean? So alright, let us get this down. I need space, bro. I need space. Okay, let's put the DD up here and take off all of the peggy weggies, because we need to test this bra, and then we can get to the coiling process of the other stuffs. Oh, the comeback queen of the sound industry is RA. No, this is a 512. DVC. Hello, baby. What's that now? The new glasses. Okay, let's see. Huh? As if Rose, no, I don't do amps. What happened, baby?
I need something for me.
You need something.
Yeah.
What something you need?
Because I need to play with my
Play with Mama.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You must find it then.
Something like this. Something like unicorn. Like this unicorn. Daddy, there's a cockroach here.
Okay, you must kill him then.
Kill cockroach. I'm scared of cockroach. Mommy, there was cockroach.
Yeah, that new power-based range, bruh. I mean, reference audio range. Oh, oh, oh. Its subs look damn mean. There. How's it, Ashwa? Yeah, my WhatsApp number is on my bio, or you can just DM me here on TikTok as well. I'm in Boksburg North, guys. In Joburg. I'm not in Cape Town. I'm not in Durban. I'm in Joburg. Right, let's move this big thing out the way. And by big thing out the way, I don't mean me. I mean this big thing. Ah. Okay, and then let's go and test this guy out. Okay, heads in there.
about to get rustified.
Still I'm going, no switch. Shots of rum in the bitch. I take the time, get me rich.
Yeah, it's touching. Yeah, it's touching. Okay. That could have been disastrous. That could have been disastrous. All that work gone to nothing. There we go. I do think that I need to screw this thing down. Something sounds loose here.
No status, no practice, stay low, shit show. Taking steps for the snow. I take your bitch, she know. Moving fast through the glass, never take it, niggas talk, never walk. Then I come straight back to list. Let that shit be dead, still you down your fucking head. See what's next to the rest, I go down with us in the back. Dumbass nigga with the duck. Fuck around and pop you, no, I'm never gonna stop. I put the power, you a mug. Tell them my life, always down from the crowd. Never will I lay your ass down for the town. Lay it on the road, face down in the bay. 7J, never take facts to the bay. Go down to my niggas, tell me bitch, don't see it. Tell me shit, but this counterfeit. Think I'm dumb cause that shit I did. Mama said 4 figures, make it big, no this. Walking around, no piece of head. Taking cash from your dealership. Ship slow for the back show. About 10 million Lando. Pay shit from our shit. You call me Picasso. Niggas say that I'm white though. Fuck a bitch in your Volvo. White meat on my plate though. White sheet to my pencil. Already done. Fuck you niggas, I'm already done. Already done. I'm already done. Fuck you niggas, I'm already done. That was shit fun. Run with the gun. And fuck you niggas, I'm already done. Shit fun. Already done.
Same fight. Okay. It's just the way it's banging. It's been a while since I've heard something that violent though. Because nothing is loose here. The only thing that I didn't inspect was the bloody tinsel wires. And they kind of do look discolored. Let me just double check here. They look discolored. But that could just be how they must, because they must spray everything black. Leon, no, I don't have power base subwoofer. I don't sell woofers, bruh. And it could be this connection I'm doing here also. Don't sell subs. Could be your tensor wires that are not so lacquer, so the power is not making its way to the coil. That's why it's playing less when you play it loud. Easy. Okay. Where is DD?
Why lots of water? Because then I have to get in the box with you. Yes, Snake.
No, you gave ideas.
She's been the whole time, Snake. I'm telling her to
You
go.
don't have to give ideas.
No, the whole time. I'm coming. I'm telling her to do it. She's refusing.
Yeah, you could have just said you are not water. Okay, so you're on a swim. You don't put yourself into the thing. She's baiting you. She's baiting you and you fall for the bait every single time. Goes you up, and then where's this guy? There. So. Okay, and then we put in some weight on it, and we're good to go. Okay, so we're just waiting for our. We are waiting for our puzzle piece to come. Once the puzzle piece is here, then we can start coiling. Alright, so the DD is fine. It's just that the way the amplifier is set, it's the amplifier is set to 10 Hertz on the thing, and that's basically the sub flexing at full tilt. When I turn the volume slightly down, it plays fine. No, thank you. Which means because my subsonic is too low. It's allowing too much of the bass to go in. And it's a tiny as woofer, man. So I'll test it again once the dust kept like tomorrow. Now I'll test it again, and then Bra can come pick it up on Thursday. I would suggest he just leaves it with me for another day at least, or at least I'll test it tomorrow morning. The dust cap should be solid, and then I'll check it out again. But as it is now, like I said, I just need to turn the subsonic a little bit higher. It's sitting too low, so the woofer is really slapping. Party buying used sound system, not at South African prices, bruh. Because the only thing worse than buying a Golf Mark 1 for 1.2 bar is buying second-hand sound. Because the guy will give you the whole story of how he just opened the box to see what the speaker looks like for real inside. That's all it did. And then 2 hours later, he'll tell somebody else, no, we did just put it on the radio. We didn't even put it on the amp. We put it on the radio just to see what you know, what is going to happen, how it's going to play. That's it. So 2 amps, 2 subwoofers. What subwoofers, what amplifiers, and how much you want for it. Say what you need, what you want, bruh. There's people on the live here, maybe somebody can see it and they'll contact you. I'll talk to the Menses on my side and see maybe they can want it. Maybe even me, I want it. Babe, someone selling subs and amps. And he asked me if I want to buy it. The wife is mad at me. See, he put me in a cuck now. I'm in a dog box. No, I don't think I'm getting the puzzle piece today. I can't remember what.
She don't like little water, she wants to pop and lots of waters like me.
Yeah, so put a little bit more in for.
She don't want to bath alone.
So she got you. So she got you.
You are making me tired. You and your daughter.
3 Pioneer subs. One star sound amplifier monoblock. But what star sound monoblock? How many watts? Is what we need to know. We need to know the watts so we can know what's cooking. The watts is cooking, then we know. And that's Star. There is a different brand, eh? One is Star Sound and one is Digital Star. So you need to specify which one it is, because people will think you're talking about Star Sound and then you're actually talking about Digital Sound, Digital Star. They're not the same. Where is it? What happened to my...
You hear me? You can't just have
Oh
fun.
man. It can't be a 2-channel monoblock. Monoblock means 1. Alright, you need to get into the bath now. You can't walk around like that. You're gonna get sick, baby.
Come.
Can I also come with this?
Yeah, I guess you can.
I had it on the small one. What did I do with the small one? Yeah, star sound, yes. Star sound, I can still say yes. That digital sound, digital star one ish. I don't know, man. Some things I just can't trust. What happened to that thing? I had them here and I was busy with it. And I put him down here and now he's not here. It's not even you, bro. It's not even you. It's the bigger one. Okay, there's the other one. But okay, fine. We'll use this one. My WhatsApp number is on my bio, my guy. It's on my page, the front page. The WhatsApp number is there. Just send me what you got. I can forward it to all the menses and see who's looking for what. But there's always somebody looking for a something. You know what I mean? Yes, Quincy. Make my own speakers. I will say yes, and then the haters will come and say, yeah, but it's not your own speaker because you never get the magnet, and you're using a magnet from the one speaker, and you're using the cone from another speaker, and the spider from another speaker, and you're making the coil. Yeah, the difference between me and every other brand is location. This is not a Chinese factory. This is Boxburg. Boxburg North, my guy. I'm in Boxburg North. Ooh, I think one more. That's too loose. Too loose. Let's see, too much. Too little actually. Quincy, depends on what's wrong with your speaker and what size your speaker. I don't mind showing what I'm doing, boss, because now you can also go and get all the stuff, even better equipment than me. This is all I do. I don't do anything else. I don't have other job. It's only this job I do. So if you want to do the job, you can do the job, no problem. A lot of guys do that now. They come on the live, they ask for advice, how to do this, what you do there, all of the things, and then they go home and they try it also, and then it's fun for the first 2-3 days. But once that first speaker come back and the people are mad, hey, I only played 2 songs and then the speaker die, then they don't know how to deal with that. And just to clear things up. Even me, I fix speakers and I get the phone call. Only 2 songs, 10 seconds, it break. I wasn't there. I never see that. The way I answer and the way everyone answers is not the same. So there is another problem there. And I can't tell you how I answer because me, I don't want to give too much away. There's a lot of advice and there's little advice. I gave and I give lot of advice on lot of things. But I can't give lot of advice on everything. How's it, Yasin? Walaikum salam, Buddha. I'm in Boksburg, in the East Rand, Boksburg North, in the East Rand. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. The puzzle never came up. I'm just gonna have to keep a very weary eye on the damn screen all the time. Because for some reason I feel like that bra's not gonna show up today. He's just gonna stay away. Because he knows I'm waiting to see what's the story. Is he gonna look at me again and say, hey, what's happening? So for the glue, I use 2 parts of glue to do the coil. I melt Prit. It has to be the red Prit, the original Prit. And when I melt that, I add Milky Bar. Then it gives you this white color. I know you all are going to ask me just now what am I using to do the coil glue on, and that's what I use. I use Prit with Milky Bar so I can get the color. And to reassemble the speaker on the top, I'm using bubble yum. Sorry, not bubble yum, Babalu. I use Babalu chappies. But that also you gotta chew it until all the flavor is clear. When the flavor is finished with the chappy, then you mustn't throw it away, you must throw them in a bottle. No, not gun gum. Don't throw it away, put it in a bottle, and then you leave it in the sun for 10 days. It has to be 10 days. On the 11th day, you take it out of the bottle and you put some heat. You know, when you're starting a braai, you just leave it there next to it in the pot, and then basically it turns into like a glue. And then you can use that to glue all of the cones and stuff back onto the. See, I don't know. You guys are getting like free. Alles is free, bruh. I'm just giving you guys all the info, all the information. Use it, don't use it. Hybrid speakers 12s. Yes, Quincy, I can fix it. I can fix it, or you can just buy new kits for the hybrids, because the hybrids comes with you can buy kits for them. I think the kits are $650, and I'm gonna charge you $650 also. So okay, let's hope you don't catch me on the going down and the comings ups. No look finish. Yo, just like that. I lie. I had to look because I make cock when I don't do that, when I do that shit. I was trying to pull a Ronaldinho. Surrounds. No, my guy, sorry, man. I don't have surrounds for 12s. Like I said, there was someone that was supposed to organize for me from Cape Town. They never came through for me, man. Now I'm left with a whole bunch of speakers here that I was supposed to sort surrounds out with. Everything else is done on the speaker. It's just the surrounds that needs to go on. And I'm left with one hell of a dilemma now, because where must I get surrounds from now? Everybody that got is not supplying. And even if I tell you where to go get, and you try to buy and then bring it to me to put it in for you, they're gonna tell you, no, send it down to me. We will fit it here. We can't send it up to you there where you are. So that's why I can't even tell you where I was getting it from, because I don't want to be advertising for them, because they don't want to advertise for me, and they don't even want to acknowledge that I exist. So I say thank you very much. I will be doing it all here by myself. I will struggle. I got lot of chappies. Mr. Lowe's, I'm in Boksburg North in the East Rand. Ooh-wee. Here we go, boy. I say no. I say no. Coiling RA. Yeah. Check. It is what it is, bruh. I don't stress. Things are tight in Saddle's economy, my bro. You must do what you need to do to feed a family. And if you're taking business away from the one business to sort to your business, then you need to do that, bruh. I say, he's toy like a toy, bro. He toyed like a toy. Put him there. That is coil van. Let us be here in the sunlight. In the light. There we go. What is it? Anyways. Woo, there we go. Nice light there. You see all this extra glue here. I'm scared to pull it off because you see, if I have to pull this off here and see what's left, very little meat there. So this is gonna have to stay on here with all of this chippies. There's nothing I can do. It's unfortunate, but it's a very old speaker. He's gone through some things, man. Couple of divorces, you know, alimonies, what court cases, all these things, bruh. So we have to understand sometimes these things happen, you know. These things happen. So what we shall do is, I'll go in there, bruh. We just need to coil our bra here as best we can, make him look totally again. I know, bro, he's been through it, except ex-wife don't want him to see the kids. Now the kids are grown up, they don't want to see him. They moved, they're in a different car now. It's a tough life, bruh. Tough life. Then bruh tried to kill himself. And what a way to go, bruh. You burn. Yo, cremation. Cremated, bruh. Cremated. But then he came here. I was like, no, there's no cremations here. Yeah, we'll bring you back. Necromancer. Watching way too much enemies. He's reincarnating here into another world. The world of mad scientists. Mad core customs. I'm facing you, bro. This process is called coiling. Coiling the speaker. Where you remove all of the burnt wire and replace it with new wire. In essence, you're bringing the speaker back to life. No, not necessarily. Depends on the it depends on the strength of the magnet, tensile wire, how strong is the cone, can it handle all of the extra power from the magnetic force. Quite a bit of stuff that goes into it, but the coil being longer and putting more wire on it will allow it to get more power through it. This glue I'm using to put on, like I was telling the guys, I buy Prit, the red one, the red Prit, and then I melt it, and I take a slab of Milky Bar and melt it with there and leave it and mix it, and then I get this white color glue to put on the coils. Targa Viper's worth recoiling. Look, recoiling, if it's the 12 inches is 650, the 15s is 750 for recoiling if you're sending it here by me. So that should give you an indication as what the recoiling price is going to be. Whether it's worth it, that'll be entirely up to you, my guy, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's paying for it, for the repair, first of all, and secondly, what does a new one cost? So if it's cheaper to buy a new one, just buy a new one. But if you don't have the ZAC for a new one and the price for the repair is cheaper, then you do the repair. And not necessarily by me, whoever you want to send the repair to. You can charge a glue, but it's not advisable, eh? I wouldn't advise it. If you want to charge a glue, you need to be near a medical center. They know. Who's this in my box here? So guys, we'll chat now. I just need to get this all sorted before anything else. Okay, you there, you there. I'm currently busy with a reference audio Edge 12-inch. I've got two to do. This one is just the first one. I was waiting for that bloody well, what you call that thing, that puzzle thing to come up, because last time I was busy coiling and my head was here, and when I turned around to look at the comments, it was gone. The live ended itself. And there you have it. Coil is complete. So now I gotta bake it. That process is a bit of a scenario. It's a bit of an issue. Limited edition ones. I don't think they were limited edition, eh? I don't think they were limited edition. I think they were, these with the edge ones was just normal. But look, with reference audio generally I don't know now, are they gonna be more, you know, available for everything, or because previously also the brand had very little like range, like it's exclusive or something, you know. A classic 90s woofer. Hey, you want me to go take something out from the depths now? Hey, give me a few minutes, let me just put this on the baking, and then I'll pull out for you one of the most ultimate 90s woofers. Well, two of them actually. One is the baby that almost everybody was running, and then one is the big daddy of the time that very few was running but everybody wanted to run. And we just put this guy on the baking box and get that process started, then we can start having some fun with some of the old stuff. Okay, what do you think would be the 90s woofer? All right.
No, food.
All right. So we're looking at a 90s woofer. Yeah, teardrop would definitely be, well, not necessarily just teardrop, any Pioneer. Where's my lappy? Whew. That, my friend, should tell you how old this woofer is and why I need a lappy. Ah, yeah. This is a 90s woofer. That's a 90s woofer there. This is the one almost everyone was using. No, this is not a VCCS. It looks like it, but it's not. The VCCs got VCCs at the bottom. This is before the VCCs came out. This one here, it's also 600, okay. And this is the one that everybody wanted, but not everybody had. Whew, damn, this thing is fucking heavy, man. This be the one. I wonder. This is the Pioneer 5000 SPL. The one sub everybody wanted back in the day.
You know what, man?
Yeah.
Can be glad there is money left in my account.
Alright.
I forgot YouTube has to go off. You guys won't be very impressed with me. You can't.
When they going?
They just went. I'm like, oops. I would just hear it again.
Not from me though, eh? You know where you would have gotten problems from?
Huh?
You know where you would have gotten problems from? Yeah. There you would have got into cut because now you can't watch the Chinas. Now is a problem now. This was the woofer that everybody wanted to have. That was, I would say, mid 90s towards late 90s. I'll even go as far as saying early 2000s. This was V1. Then Calibra came, and basically Blaster, which was basically like a parent of a branch of this is a Pioneer. It's the 5000 SPL. I don't know if that label is on here. No, it's not on here. But you can look it up. The store boys from there. Then after Blaster, well, Pioneer became a lot more available. Oh, Sony came out with the Hex woofers. That was the red Hex and the silver one. The silver one was the DVC, the strong one. The red one, not so much. They used to burn a lot. And then after it was Sony, Pioneer, Sony. Who else was there? Pioneer, Sony, JVC also had. Then came the era of Cash Crusaders, and then that whole story of the Kenwood also. Kenwood, the Twister. The Twister range and the DB Plus. Then came that whole scandal of grey products. Philips came out a little bit more further into the 2000s. Not really back then. Yeah, Blaster was big. Then came Star Sound. But Star Sound came with the Purple series amplifiers and the 351s, SVCs and 351 DVCs in the 12s, in the 381s, in the 15s. Then Star Sound came with that one that had the digital on the dust cap. When the bass plays, then the light flashes. Then came XTC. Yes. Then came XTC. And they basically, oh man, when XTC came in, XTC came in like it was foreigners, bruh, and they're looking for asylum. The amount of ranges XTC came out with. The Bounds, not Big Daddy, before the Big Daddies came, it was the Bounds, Acorn, the Brett, man, they had lot different names. Hey, that's when you know, bruh, they flooded the market. XTC flooded the market with a hell of a lot of different, and it was, look, the pricing for the XTCs, the triangles, and the problem with the triangles was they were, let me think nicely now, the triangles was in competition. The triangle back in the day was like the Venom is today. because the 351s was the street woofer. Then the triangle was the one that was like the one above the street woofer but below the comp woofer, and then the comp woofer was the 5212s. There was eventually, as time went on, there was here and there were woofers that was, you know, let me just check. Here and there was subs that came out in the Star Sound range that basically mirrored the same thing, but in terms of the OGs, it was the 351. Oh no, sorry, I skipped one. The 351s came out with the chrome Star Sounds. That was actually the first set for the public, was the chrome, because the 5212s was the comp ones that came out, and Star Sound basically came to come and take over the car scene now, because Calibra was doing the most. Yes, the silver face one. Then Star Sound came in with the 5212s. They blossomed the competition, and then Calibra fell off. Let's see, yep, there we go. First one is done. Okay, the first baking is done. Calibra came. Star Sound had that silver face one. When the silver face sub came out, that's the one that came out with the 14-inch. Hey bro, I don't know what for. Ooh, when did they make a 14-inch? Ice power. Yeah, it's ice power, boss. I can do. I just need to know what the right size, 12-inch or 15-inch. I don't know about the 14-inch. I have not seen the 14s. So that silver series one came out with the purple series amplifiers. Then came the purple series amplifiers came out with the 351s. The chrome subwoofers came out with the chrome amplifiers, that the chrome monoblocks. They had the 1200 monoblock, the 1500 monoblock, and the 3000 monoblock. Then there was the Jack Slammer or Jack Hammer chrome series also, but with the voltmeters on it. And then after that one, yes, that's the one with the gauges. That's the Jack Hammer or Jack Slammer in the Star Sound range. And then after those amps, it was then came the first edition of where the 7800s, yes, they were introduced after that. But there was the 2400, the 3600, and the 4200, I think it is 36 or 3800. And then the 6800 was the biggest. Oh, Mean Machine and the Baby Mean Machine, yes. Woo! Oh man, taking me back. Because in my Sierra I had two 351s with Baby Mean Machine. Woo! What up, guys? Remember the Sierra with the two Targa, with the two, not the D5000, the D2500. 15-inch, Papa, yes. 850. Just send me a WhatsApp. I'll send you the details. Oh, the 2500 was a 2 ohm stable. I connected that thing to 1 ohms, bruh. They telling me, hey, this thing's 2 ohm stable. I'm like, yay. These are 2 DVC4 ohms. I'm connecting it parallel, straight. The amp burn, it must burn. Yeah, we play rough here. Gee, was that thing used to move so badly. I couldn't breathe half the time in that car. But again, back in the day, we never had sound ever in our cars before. So it's our first experiencing this thing. So obviously, it's gonna choke you. Same thing with us now. See this thing here, you don't have it in your car right now. So now all you're doing is you're listening to your normal, you're listening to radio in your mids. You don't have bass in the car. Then the speaker lays by me for, let's say, a month. The speaker's here by me. We were waiting for this or doing that or checking this out and that out, no stock or waiting for stock. That argument's sake, 1 month you're waiting. My man, when the sub comes back to you, you're telling me, hey, you're telling everybody, that oh, you make my subs is louder now. It's not louder, it's just your ears started healing from all of the bass. And now when you're hearing bass again, all of a sudden it's loud again. 1 week later, you're selling the subs because it's not loud enough anymore. Yeah, that amplifier, all the taxis was running that amplifier. Then XTC came with that other, what was it? The 2500 XTC. It wasn't a big daddy. What was that thing's name, man? Was it XTC sub? It's also one of the top ones. XTC came out with that thing, the XTB, XTC XTB, the XTBs, the 12s and the 15s. That thing suspension was so stiff, bruh, you could stand on it. If it's brand new, you could stand on that thing and the sub wouldn't bend. That's how stiff those woofers were. And all the Texas was running that stuff with the Mean Machine Star Sound amps. Hey, Durban was full, bruh. I think, if I'm not mistaken, what's his name? Spider-Man. Spider-Man runs that, the XTBs or the XTRs. I'm not 100% sure. But it's also still old school. He still has the old 7000 XTC amplifiers running his system. What's happening, Mr. Ina? Think we're good. Alright, where you at? Oh, okay, cool. Let's put you down. Ooh, let's put you down here. Let's go here. Now spray. I'm working on my car, Mr. Inan. Once I can get my Renault up and running and it's no more leaking oil and all that stories, yeah, then I'll be joining you at all these places, because then I want to be driving everywhere, man. You know, back on the zooped up days when I had the Corolla, I used to like going everywhere with that car. It's nice to travel the country and see different places and meet different people. You know, and the best part of the whole thing is, when you go to different places, the chow is never the same. Yeah, them solo boy days was something else. The chows in every other place, my man. Woo! And I used to always look forward to that more than the sound comps. Like we're going to Lodium this weekend. I know, hey, the chows are gonna be lekker. After Lodium show, which one was it? We did the Lodium show. Then it was the one in Woodmead. The chows was, yeah, right, you know, little bit unseasoned, but that was okay. We dealt with it. Then we had a show in, not Rustenburg, Harties. Did a show in Harties. But not really a show. For us a show was your car got sound, so you pull up at the event wherever it is. You open up the place and enjoy yourself. That's what it was for us. Doesn't matter where we are. Oh, and then Mr. H, the Roadhouse in Brakpan. Hey, that was like our home grounds. That Roadhouse, guys. We were at that Roadhouse till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, boss. The show is still happening. It's going strong. 3, 4 in the morning. Plus, you must know, we decided to have the show on Sunday because Saturday there was other shows. So not to clash with the shows, everybody must make their money. Everybody must support everybody. So we go to the one show on the Saturday and then sleep for 2 minutes and then move right to the show on Sunday. And then Mr. H decides, no, okay, fine, you guys have Saturday, I'll have Sunday. You know, you guys can come, just come blow me here by the Roadhouse. It's a Sunday, it's a Roadhouse, there's chow, everything. I like come in. Monday morning, 4 o'clock, the show is wrapping up. Prize giving is happening. And the same amount of people that you saw at 8 o'clock that night is still there at 4 o'clock in the morning. We're giving out prize giving at 4 in the morning. From there, you so much stay by the Roadhouse because the Roadhouse didn't mind. Because while we were there, we were chowing, we were buying foods and everything. 4 in the morning, right, everything is done. We stay there till 6 in the morning. The Owen Sommer just saying, going to the Roadhouse, buying the toilets there. I wash the face, jump in the car, and arrive to work. From the show. And nowadays, Owens complain about 8 o'clock prize giving. I don't know what is prize giving, bruh. Back in the day was something else. I don't know how many Owens would actually sit at the show today till 4 in the morning. And the beauty of it is, you may think that, nah, we're gonna stay till 4 in the morning. Everyone stayed till 4 in the morning because they all thought, nah, they're gonna win. It wasn't even the thing for the trophies. We sat till 4 in the morning because I met you for the first time, and now I'm enjoying your company. And my wife met your girlfriend, and they eating it off there on the one side. The lighties are there. Your kids are enjoying the time, and we're just having a party and talking and enjoying each other's company. And then at the end of the day, we can't find no shit. It's 4 in the morning. Yo, dog, we need to wrap that shit up. The kids are sleeping in the car already, but they went to bed at 8. And we're like, yeah, we're gonna go now. We're gonna go now. But then we're having conversation. New Owens are rolling up to come and see what's happening because they heard there's something happening. I don't think the Owens will survive that nowadays. Or how many people will survive that today. Today the politics take over everything. Very true, Amit. Okay. Alrighty then. Set you guys up here. What? Okie dokie. Hey, brah, we had the dramas we used to have was very small compared to what we see a lot of the people's dramas in today. But to be fair, back in the day, we felt that was also big dramas, you know. Like when you're involved in the drama yourself, it's big. And people from the outside look at you and like, man, why are you making such a big deal out of it? It's just a dust. It's just a, yay, my man. You understand the amount of hours that you spend in that vehicle. The family times you gave up to get the car right. And now you want to come here and come and tell me what? Understandable, man. I mean, any way you want to look at it. Oh, that West Bank one. Woo. Yeah, now you're taking me back, bro. With the TV drags. That TV drags microbus. The Starsaw microbus. The black one. With that 415s in that weird box design. Yeah, don't talk about Rainbow Raceway. That was my first ever competition I vied for. And I was with my Renault. I vied for the competition with my Renault. And I had a... what was it? I had a Sensui head unit. It was a 35x4 Sensui head unit. And I had a pyramid sub. The sub was connected to the head unit. I never have amplifier. Pulled up at the show and did a 128 dBs. And they were like, oh, it's not too bad, man. And there was a Uno there who had this Pioneer sub, the 5000 SPL, in a Perspex box. Ooh. He did like a 47 with one. But I never see like this, the amps he got or battery or what. I just know when I saw it, I was saying how impressed I was at the woofer because I knew the sub at the time, and the guys were just like, yeah, he did a 147 now. And I was like, oh, okay. But because I was new in the thing, I was feeling uncomfortable. I didn't want to talk too much to anybody, even though everyone was super friendly, bruh. I chowed you, boss. I did chow you with my radio and one sub. Oh no, sorry. You did chow me. It wasn't 128, it was 123. 123 dBs. I remember because when I went to upgrade and I bought the what is that sub? The Earthquake. The red Earthquake with the with the wings on it. And then I went to West Bank for the sound competition there, and that's where I did a 128. You know, M.A.D, people will think 127 is nothing in today's times, right? But if only they know that back in the day, how loud that 127 dBs used to be. And in today's time, knowing what everybody knows now about the meter and how the meter reads and how the meter used to read back in the day, that 127 was really nothing. Plus the rules was weird back in the day, man. Base boxing, you could have 2 windows open or the door open. Now they changed the rules. You can't have windows open now like how they did back in the day. The base boxing went from 1 minute to 30 seconds. It was hard work because nobody knew what the fuck they were doing. No one knew what they were doing. That's why it was hard work. And that was the time when internet was dial-up. So we didn't even have that, bruh, where we can go and on the net and go watch what the guys in the US is doing, or in Russia, or you know, wherever. We had to, it was dial-up time, bruh. We didn't even think about that. All we knew was there was a record event happening, and they gave us what the record was, and we basically had to take their word for it. And they had a judge that came from the US to come and see us and come and check that all the cars are running according to the rules. Now, I'm not talking about us now, I'm talking about the big boys, and they were like, yeah, no, cool. But in terms for us, smaller boys, we never know what the hell we were doing. We might used to go to the shows and try and steal with the eyes what the box looked like, how far the box was from the back, all of those things. That's what we used to do. Or take the design from the, yeah, you would used to be cock cheap, right? Take a design from the Technic subwoofer box and take your sub and put your sub in that box. Hey man, we used to do some weird stuff. Yeah, all that. We did some funny stuff, bruh. Stand there and the one bruh is looking, and the minute you hear, hey, they're going to open up, they're opening up the boot, everyone's running to go check. And he's like, yeah, it was here, brother, it was here, just here. Here's the backboard, it was just here under the backboard. Yeah, now there's some tricks that people are doing to combat that. But I won't mention those tricks, you know. We give enough away for free. Sometimes people just need to, we need to pay homage to all the hard work that we used to do back in the day and have the respect for the sport as a whole, basically. Hey, but the learning process was kak lekker, bro. Not even lying. Hey, boss, they standing like this in front of the car. What you want? What you want here? Go away from here. No, I'm going toilet. The toilet's not this side. Go that side. What you want here? And how some of the guys got caught cheating. Oh man, the cheating stories was rife that time also, because there was a whole bunch of engineers and stuff that used to come to the sound shows and try and teach the Owens about sound waves and wavelengths and wave guides and all that. And the Owens was like, "Hi, what you talking about?" Ah, the man is doing the funny things there. I wonder if I do one or two things that the ones used to consider as cheating back in the day. If you do that now, with the rules changed, yeah, but they'll still check it. Hey, boss, don't talk about that, members. The ones that buy, they put money together, end of the month, and go buy a pair of subs and one amp and cable for all the cars. And they use that same box, same sub, same amp in every car. Yeah, it was way easier to make friends that time. They actually wanted you to be brass. They came to look for you. Like I've been to 4 car shows now, right? I've been to 4 car shows. In that 4 car shows, people that's on my live here every now and then have seen me at these car shows. And not one of them has come to me to talk to me. Right? And these people are car clubs. Now, when have you guys ever seen a car club go to a car show, see somebody who's new at the show, and nobody from the car clubs approach the guy to join the car club? How is your car club growing if you're not approaching people at the shows? It's very weird. It was the weirdest experience of my life. Then I went to a second one, same story. Whole bunch of groups, whole bunch of teams, nobody's approaching you. And then I came home the one day and I thought to myself, maybe they do approach people. They just don't want to approach you. Hey. And I realized I'm the problem. Yeah, I know, bruh. They used to recruit back in the day. Now there's no more recruiting. Like, we don't want it, bruh. You talk too much. But I know if I must buy to the Val, the Val is my place, man. All the menses there, they want me to join the team there in the Val. And if I go to, and if I buy to the Lens area, you get nowhere. You just say I must come there for butter chicken. I must join his butter chicken team. Instead of just signing me, someone sign the whole family, bruh. Just with the thought of butter chicken, the whole family someone become part of the club. Okay. Okay. All done. Of course not, Noe. You need to chow when you buy to a compra. And besides, half the time at the sound shows, that's where you meet most of the Owens, is by the chow spot. They don't talk to you in front of everybody. They wait to meet you there when you go to go buy chow. Or that was me at least. I used to wait for you to get hungry. Next thing you know, I'm there. I'm like, hey, what's happening? What you say? The chow's alright here. Can I get you something? Nah, it's alright, bruh. It's not allowed. Ah, no, let's buy there. I know there's a halal spot here on the corner. Okay, cool. Some of the whole family joined. Different times, man. Now it feels like I always don't smack you. It's like, why you came? What you want here? It doesn't feel welcoming. But again, I think that's just me. I could be wrong. I think I need to go for another show and see. I was here by my one in Boxburg, and the last one I went to was in Springs, I think. That was the last one I went to. Hey, I don't know, man. I'm so out of touch with the shows. See, 28, so we need 12 minutes to D40. I'm very out of touch with all of the shows, man, and where to go to and what. But I'm hoping to get my shit sorted, because I'd like to ride to the Val for the Val shows, man. Just the drive till there is lekker, and then it gives you that whole I'm in a small dorpy vibe, you know. And like I say, there's a major difference between building a SPL car, building a bass boxing car, and building a musical car. And now there's an added one now, a demo car, which basically needs to play the entire day and let people come sit in it, and it needs to be forceful and full of pressure. Yeah, and you know, I mean, it doesn't, not necessarily sponsored cars, but the shops have infiltrated the shows to the extent where the guy who doesn't go to fit his sound at the shop doesn't really stand a chance, you know. So like the dude that's doing the build at home, it's kind of a stupid statement to also make, because there's quite a few ones who build at home and still do like major numbers and things, but like for the most part, a lot of the shows you go to, the guy on the street doesn't really stand the chance against, because what you're doing is you're going up against a shop, and you can't go up against the shop because the resources the shop has, you have to go to the shop to go and buy your stuff, and that shop can say, that car that went out now, he bought the last 2 subs. Hey, sorry man, but we did order, there's more coming in shipment end of the month. So now for the next, oh, you can take those subs here. We got those subs here. They're not as good as that ones, but they're alright. And you know, in the right box, what. And you're like, yeah, okay, fine, give me those 2 subs. So now you take the 2 subs, not the ones you wanted, but the other ones. And then you go and build. So, you know, the thing is, people say you this, that. But we've got eyes, man. We can see when there's cack happening. Oh, definitely. And that's the biggest thing, is that people look at what numbers the guys are doing at the shows, and sometimes the cars are fully trimmed, but they've been prepped. You know, they get panels off, you'll see heavy sound deadening, you know, foam, filler foam, some even got concrete, all these things, bruh, you'll see it. But because the trims are back, now you're thinking, this car's the same as mine, but it got small subs and what. Man, you still thinking you are someone, and the next thing you know, there you lose hopelessly to a car that got smaller equipment than you. But daily versus prepped, as you say. Yeah, mine, I mean, that's the most perfect example. Most perfect example. 218s. Okay, not 218s, 118. Right, 118 in the car. Did a 135 at 30 hertz. And I was loving it. But then Mensa saw the video and was cucking me out for it, and saying, only 135. Hey. Night. Love you. And I mean, you know, it's a weird thing when you realize that okay, I may not be out of the game, but I think the game is out of me. I might not have given it up, but I think the game gave up on me. And where the game has progressed so far, you didn't progress with the game. And now it's gone so far, in order for you to catch up, it's basically like building like in the 90s ultimate vehicles. It's basically like building one of those to even not to win, just to be in the conversation and be competitive. Maybe not even competitive, because to be competitive, I would say you need to at least make the top 10 in any of the classes that you are. Then you can say you're being competitive. But if you're not hitting the top 10 in the classes, then you're still trying. And it's a sad thing when you get to that stage where you're like, hey bruh, I used to be there, now I'm not even near there. So it's one of those things. We learn and we move on. So now I'm just building the car for my, basically I've always had this vision, if I ever happen to be blessed with enough money to buy two 18s, and somehow I never ever had the money to buy two 18s. Up until now I never had the money for the two 18s. The one customer said, hey, you know what, I have issues with my this, that, and these two 18s were badly damaged and what, and I'm like, well, the surround still looks decent, the cone still looks decent. Hey man, I've got these two 15s if you want to do a swap or something. Are they playing? Yeah, no, they're playing. And you know what, I'll throw in this other 15 also, just to make the pot sweet for those two 18s. And then he's like, yeah, 3 15s for two 18s. Yeah, nah, sure, no problem. And I finally did the swap, and now I've got them. And now everybody that sees it also want. And the wife is like, you sell that, I cut it off. Snip, snip. When I say snip, snip, I always think of what's the guy's name? Pirates of the Caribbean. When they busy, when they go to the island and he's the boss. Jack Sparrow. Oh, I remember back in the day there was a Tez that had two Lenza Vibe 15s. Oh my word, I could not believe how loud that car was. It was stupidly insane. And the weirdest part is, he did go put the car on a meter and he did like a 42 or a 43 or something. And I'm looking at that car and I'm like, a 43? Nah man, that's most like, it doesn't make sense. Until I got a Tez myself, and then I figured out why. Because the Tez, I believe, I full-heartedly believe, is the most musical vehicle you can find. But it's not a good vehicle for SPL. There you go, what more? Because the frequencies change too much in that car. Once that roof starts vibrating and starts making it sound like it's raining, yeah, you must know, because the roof splits from the crossbeam. Once the roof does that and splits from the crossbeam, finish, khalas. Now your frequency will be anything. You choose a number, we'll both be surprised when we do the sweep. Take a 10-inch box, do a nice sweep on the in the back. There's like, oh, okay, now cool. We did a sweep. Yeah, no, we did a sweep. Okay, what's the frequency? Oh, 43 hertz. Oh, lovely. Let's build the box. Build the box. Let's tune the port. Tune the port. 43 hertz. Right. Put a box in. Do a sweep on the glass. Car speaking at 52. But dude, it was 43. Yeah, now it's 52. Take the box out, cut it, make the port 52 hertz, put it back in the car. Now it's 46. Yo, you know, there's swearing words, and then there's swearing words, and that car will make you use all of them, bruh. Yeah, now that's cold. That's Stinger 35s. That is cold. And the problem is, if ever you fit that in your car, people will tell you, yeah, but you say capacitors is not is shit. It's like, dude, does capacitor is a something else. Walaikum salam, Anis. Here we go. is also done. Okay, so we did what we needed to do today. Our coils are both coiled, lekker, done. We tested the DD. He was working sharp-ups. He made some noises, but I'm skimming. That's because there's too much excursion on it, and it's a small speaker, man. It's not a big comp speaker, so. But I put a dust cap on it. I'll test it again in the morning. I'll make a video of the test in the morning to make sure that the place is clean and clear, and then I will toss it to the customer and he can come and pick it up. Then tomorrow evening we shall do the closing up of these RA woofers, because Thursday night I have to basically sit the entire live and sort out that star sound. It's a bit of a nightmare to open up that woofer, but it is what it is. It played half an hour or so, close to an hour, and then it went off. So the one sub is fine, but the one that we completely split and put together, that one there gave cuck. So I'm skimming. The flux that I had, that I put on there, wasn't enough to bond the aluminium to the copper. So now we need to take the copper off there and put some flux on the aluminium, and then solder it back onto each other, and I'm hoping that should be. But I'm gonna take the speaker apart, because if it did die, we don't know. The coil could be burnt also. It's all just speculation at the moment, but the best way to do it is to strip it and make sure that everything is hunky-dory. Outside of that, I think that's us, man. That's us for the evening. Like I said, tomorrow's job is basically fairly simple. We need to close up these 212 RAs, and we need to close these two RAs, and then I might start with the coil for that speaker that we have. Nah, the wire burnt right here. You plug some. Okay, there I burnt now. Fuck's sakes, yo. Why didn't I just take a fucking other coil? The wire burnt here. See, I tapped into this part of it because this is aluminium. So I tapped into this piece of it, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of solder that's laying on the side of the former. So I'm skimming. That's where the joint is, where it's. But we can sit here and say it could be this, could be. Just strip the speaker and then have an examination on it and see what's the issue. We'll find out what's the problem once we have the whole thing apart, and we can see what the issue is. So yeah, thanks gents for the chat, man. I was lekker talking. Some of you always sent me back into the 90s, early 2000s. Oh, made the brain really go and revisit some serious memories. But it was good, it was fun. Tomorrow, probably about 6, half 6, we'll get cracking on these things here. But until then, don't forget YouTube channel, link is in the bio, and so is my WhatsApp, it's in my bio. Until tomorrow, flat, my story is